Yo, what up guys? So we're here at Muskegon Lake and it's an offshore wind on the big beach, but we're gonna get a little foil session in on this inland lake here, and we're gonna try out the Momentum. And aside from all the webbing straps here, as far as fit, like right out of the gate, man, I gotta say this thing is actually like super comfortable for a soft shell, but we'll see how it feels on the water. So catch you out there. So I had a chance to get out on the Momentum, and it's the second rod engine harness from this year's lineup that I've had the chance to test. So I've got a pretty good baseline now for where the Saber stacks up, and I got to go foiling and give it a go with the webbing clips, the soft shell Momentum. So we're gonna do a in-depth review on this harness. So if you're that rider who has never found a hard shell harness that really fits super well, but you still want something that's kind of unique, kind of a more upgraded soft shell harness, you are getting a lot out of the Momentum with that rod engine fit. It's got the classic fit, you have the lumbar lock, so you really feel this like encompass, like it wraps around the small of your back, it locks into your hips, and you don't get any of that rotation with the spreader bar, you don't get the riding up with this because you have the lumbar lock. So it's actually a super nice option to have. And then I think the only real thing to consider is it still does kind of move around a little bit side to side like you would expect from any standard soft shell harness. With the Momentum compared to say something like the Saber here, they actually have a very similar shape and a similar feel. So when I put these harnesses on, the way that it kind of like encompasses your back, the way that it locks in, just the general feel of the harness was actually super similar. The biggest difference that I noticed on the water is the Saber was just a lot more locked in. So you do have this hard plate here. This is a true hard shell with torsional flex, so you can move. And in some ways, there was almost like a trade-off. So I actually thought the Momentum was like one of the more comfortable harnesses that I felt in years, just as far as having flexibility. It's probably been a good 4 years since I've used a soft shell harness, so having that flexibility was kind of like almost surprising, because it's been so long since I've done something beyond a standard hard shell harness. And I actually found that I really liked it, and I really liked kind of having that hybrid feel where it wrapped around me and felt really secure and supportive like a hard shell, but had that give literally everywhere on every axis. And it was actually super nice for doing something like foiling or surfing or getting into the waves and things like that. I actually kind of liked having that loosey-goosey feel of the Momentum. And maybe loose isn't the right word because it is a locked in secure feel, but just having that give, having that flexibility to move within the harness was noticeable and welcomed. Now between the two, I'm still going to go with the classic hard shell. I am a believer in the hard shell harnesses. I like having something that's totally locked in and secure when I'm riding, and I don't really get in the waves all that much, so I'm going to stick with the Saber myself. But if you are somebody who just want something with more flexibility, or you need a really forgiving hard shell feel, something that's not going to be uncomfortable or locked in if you're one of those people who has found hard shells uncomfortable in the past, I think the Momentum is a smart bet. You're kind of getting the best of both worlds, and it was pretty smart of Rod Engine to create the 3 different harnesses in their range, where you have the stiffest, the medium, and then having a soft shell that kind of feels like a hard shell. That was a pretty creative idea. So some other minor details that I did notice is there is a ton of webbing. That is one thing that was almost a con. I felt like maybe they were a bit excessive with the webbing. You can see there is a lot of excess here that I didn't really need, and it is a medium, so it was a good fit for me. That's obviously a silly thing to complain about, but you could just cut it off or whatever. So something else to consider with the Momentum is you're not going to get the ladder lock system. So it does use webbing here, and you can see that it has this webbing conversion clip here. And this clip obviously could go onto another harness, so if you were running something like another soft shell or another hard shell that had webbing like this, you could use this clip here and then implement the Unity spreader bar. So It is nice that you get the Unity spreader bar, but you are giving up the ladder lock, but you do still get the security of the lumbar lock with the Unity spreader bar. So kind of a mouthful there with all the different names for the components. But it's still a pretty rad harness. I actually was super stoked with this one when I first put it on. I highly recommend it. I did like this harness. The fit for me and my shape was super comfortable. If you have any questions that I might have missed on this one, with this being kind of a shorter review, let me know in the comment section and I'll get back to you. And if there's anything else that you want to know or like see in other videos, let me know as well. I'm trying to get some more of these out there. So if you guys found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.